Move is a 5-level course for adult and young adult students. It starts at elementary level, that's A1 to A2 of the Common European Framework, and takes students to an advanced level. The advanced level book is at C1 level. So, to round up, the rationale of Move has been to meet these 3 key needs for adult students and teachers. 1. Flexibility. We needed to design the course so that it could be used by teachers with as few as 15 hours, but also with as many as 100 hours, for short intensive courses, revision courses, and for longer courses with only a few hours per week. We also needed to cater for teaching contexts where there is continuous enrolment, so a student starting the course midway through would not be penalised. 2. A close link to the Common European Framework with a comprehensive evaluation section. 3. Communicative skills focused, recognising the importance students place on being able to speak and listen, but also covering the other syllabus strands such as reading and writing, grammar and vocabulary. I'd like to explain how we set about achieving those aims, starting with flexibility. Move is organised in a modular way. Each of the 5 levels of Move is divided up into 3 32-page modules of work, so that's 96 pages of material for each level. There are self-standing blocks of material organised around a general umbrella topic, such as people, places and things at the upper intermediate level, B2 level, or worldwide, ourselves and choices in the elementary A1 to A2 level. It's important that each module of work is self-standing, because that means that students can start the level at 3 different entry points. In other words, although the language syllabus is sequential, the material is designed so that you don't have to have completed module 1 before you can do module 2. Each module contains 4 main teaching units, a revision unit and a reference section for grammar, the word list, and also the listening script. There are also communication pages for spoken information gap type tasks. This core teaching material is designed to last about 15 hours, but of course that will depend on you and your students. There are plenty of occasions where we've seen discussion tasks take off in classes. The key to using Move is that it allows you and your students to assess the right combination of the core material and the extras that the course offers. The best way to look at these options is by using a diagram. As you can see, some of the optional material is in the course book. For each unit of the course, there's an extra practice page. Students using Move don't need to buy a separate workbook. The practice exercises are incorporated into the main course book. The exercises are designed to be used either in class or to be set for homework. Another optional element of Move is the CD-ROM that comes with the course book. Again, depending on your teaching context, you can decide how you use the CD-ROM. The CD-ROM is easy to navigate. There are 4 activities for each unit of the course book. There's a grammar task, a vocabulary task, a task linked to one of the CEF-linked learning aims, and a fun interactive game. As you'd expect, the teacher's book also contains a range of optional activities. Within the teaching notes, there are lots of ideas for extra activities and extension tasks. The 24 photocopiable worksheets at the back of the book give you lots of opportunities to extend the material. For each unit of the course book, there are 2 worksheets. One is a self-standing extra lesson that consolidates and extends the unit topic. They are also ideal for the teacher that finds they need to cover for a colleague's absence. The other worksheet takes the form of a language game or activity that reinforces one aspect of the language from the unit. In Move, there is a comprehensive range of tests, a placement test common for all levels, tests for each of the units, and cumulative tests at the end of each module. To give you an idea of how we've built flexibility into the tests, the placement test has 3 parts. an objective multiple choice and gap fill section, a spoken interview section, and a written section, complete with a suggested marking scale. Let's turn now to the second major aim, which is the link to the Common European Framework, the CEF. In MOVE, the links to the CEF begin right at the start of each unit with the learning aims, which are expressed as can-do statements. These aims help both the students and teachers to know what the main aims of the unit are, expressed as communicative abilities. The third key feature of MOVE is the emphasis it puts on communicative skills, and the best way we can demonstrate how MOVE does it is to show you a unit of the material.
This unit is taken from the intermediate level of the course. It's from Module 2, which is about relationships. Here's the contents map for the relationships module. As you can see, the 4 main units focus on different aspects of relationships: family ties, neighbours, partners and troubles, which is about problems within communities. Andrew mentioned that each unit starts with the learning aims set out clearly and expressed as can-do statements. It's important that students don't come to a topic cold. This is why there is a lead-in discussion at the start of each unit. New language is introduced through reading and listening texts. In this case, the unit starts with a listening text about a couple who have a very unpleasant neighbour, which is a common experience. Here he is in the photo looking over the hedge. Each listening script is clearly numbered. For listening activities, we've tried to incorporate both global and intensive tasks to make sure there is a good variety of sub-skills being practiced. Each of the input texts is followed by a discussion, often allowing students to respond personally to the text and discuss their own experiences. In every unit, there's a language study feature. We don't just focus on the grammar of tenses and word order, but as you can see from this example, on word grammar and register as well. The approach taken is a discovery approach. Students are encouraged to think about the language and how it is used from context. The grammar reference page offers a full explanation as well, so students can use this for revision. Occasionally we have language notes. This one focuses on the importance of not being over-polite, a useful addition to the formal presentation. As you can see, in MOVE we've also allowed enough space for both controlled and freer practice of key points. One of the features of the design was that we wanted to create a clear, uncluttered feel to help build students' confidence. I'd also like to point out on this page the fact that we also focus on word grammar, collocations and phrasal verbs in MOVE. Turning to the reading text, you can see that each reading text is recorded on the audio CD. This gives you the option of playing it to students as an alternative part of the presentation and helping improve students' pronunciation. As you'd expect, we've carefully selected reading text to be interesting for the age range we're dealing with. This particular text talks about living with slobs. Now, this will be relevant to those who still live with their parents, those who perhaps live in shared accommodation with other people, students for example, and those who find that they are married to someone who has different ideas about keeping the house tidy. I say no more. In this unit, the final page includes some useful pronunciation practice. In this instance, it helps improve students' word stress in preparation for a role play where 2 people are having an argument. The combination of pronunciation work, discussion activities, and a role play are all useful preparation for the end task in this unit, which is a writing task. Too often in course books, writing tasks are presented without adequate step-by-step preparation. For the main writing task, we help students to develop their ideas and language by way of preparation. So, as you can see, there are plenty of opportunities to speak and to listen in the units of MOVE.